Hello all, Matthew Bodie here, back with another South African genealogy tutorial. Today I'll be demonstrating how to build out your surname table on Excel. So without further ado, I'll get my surname table template up right now. For those of you who don't form part of our South African genealogy Facebook community, I delved into the benefits of creating your surname table there. In summary, it's a wonderful way to illustrate the blanks in one's pedigree, which in essence will allow you to then focus your research efforts on one or multiple particular lines. So, at the moment, my template only goes down to the 5th great grandparent level. So as I expand my tree, I can keep adding generations, keep adding colors, and building out my surname table even further. But for now, up to fifth grade grandparents will suffice. So let's use my family as an example. On the first line, we are going to be including all of our grandparents' surnames in pedigree order. So we'll start with my paternal grandfather, whose surname is Bodie, then my paternal grandmother, whose maiden name was Roberts, my maternal grandfather, whose surname is Rademeyer, and my maternal grandmother, whose maiden name was Brooks. Alright, now this is where there seems to be a little bit of confusion on the Facebook group. People were asking why there aren't 8 blank lines for your great grandparents. And the reason for that is each generational level is read to include those above it. For instance, if we were to have 8 blank tabs here for our great grandparents, and we were to enter all of their surnames, we would be duplicating the surnames entered at the grandparent level, which would be superfluous. So beyond the grandparent level, we'll only ever be entering the female surnames at each given generation. So for great grandparents, I'm going to enter Eggesglis here, Tim, Coots, and Anderson. Something to be mindful of as we build out our surname table is accounting for the illegitimacies and adoptions within our family. For instance, I have 2 generations, an example of each. My maternal grandmother was registered under her mother's adoptive name at birth. She never took her biological father's name. However, if I wanted to account for that, I would simply place Houston in parentheses adjacent to her maiden name, her registered maiden name. Now, my maternal great-grandmother, Thelma Anderson, she was born the result of an affair between her mother and her godfather. However, that godfather is part of my genetic family tree, so I want to make sure that the surname Wallace is included in my surname table. So once again, I'll just enter that in parentheses adjacent to my great-grandmother's registered maiden name. Now let's fill in the table one generation further back. Let's fill in all of our great-great-grandmother's surnames. So going off my paternal grandfather's column here, we're going to be entering his 2 grandmothers, who are Dalbach and Marsky. My paternal grandmother's 2 grandmothers were Mackenzie and Purdon. My maternal grandfather's 2 grandmothers over here were Skillicorn and Mason Camp. And my maternal grandmother's 2 grandmothers were Muston and Heathfield. And that's all you have to do. At each generation, just keep entering those maternal surnames. Now, let's say hypothetically, we don't know the names of one of our ancestors, which, let's face it, as we go further down the generations, is bound to happen. For instance, let's pretend that I didn't know who Victor's mother was, Fanny Mackenzie, which actually was the case for many years. We never knew her name. But there was always a family story that she came from Tottenham, England. In that case, I would just, rather than leaving her surname blank, I would place a English flag emoji here to signify country of origin. Anyway, that's all there is to it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.